It's my new normal.
Sorry?
It's my new normal.
There we go. I don't know what my new normal is. It keeps on changing every time I set one. Anyways, okay. So today I want to make sure we go through strategy 2. As I mentioned, we didn't get a chance to go through it yesterday in the Europe-Asia session, and I want to make sure we have ample time with it. Okay. Now, I am releasing this strategy, and it has exact rules behind the scenes. Everyone understand?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm releasing it for free inside the IMTF indicator. That means you cannot make demands from me if it's free. Everyone clear with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, the highest probability strategy is the green and red shaded areas that we've been trading, which is coming out of the cloud. Everyone good?
Yeah.
The second strategy, and let's go backwards. If you look at Ichimoku, which is our foundation tool, you have 4 support resistances. You have the black line, which is the SKB, that represents support resistance for 52 bars. Then you have the green line that represents support resistance for 26 bars. You got SKA, which is the average of red and green, so that's roughly around 18 bars. And then you got the red, which is basically 9 bars of support resistance. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys have any questions on Ichimoku, you don't need to buy anything. Just go to the website on the resources, on the books. There's a free Ichimoku download in there. And that's an ebook that was created years ago. And it's still valid today. And it tells you the truth of Ichimoku without the marketing BS. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So you can reference that. Now, if you think about the problem comes down to Ichimoku is that everyone uses it as a marketing word. And then and the other problem came down to is when I started trading Ichimoku, I was exposed to all the stuff on the internet. And unfortunately, all the stuff on the internet was controlled by the brokers that wanted to generate commissions. Also, most people were used to the strategies of moving averages crossing over. So what happened was the brokers sat there and flooded the internet, specifically Forex brokers, with a strategy called Tinkerton Cagenton cross strategy, the red and green on the internet. And then you had all these automatic strategies and EAs being created, MT4 and stuff like that. And what happens today, even today, a lot of people venture down in the Ichimoku world and sitting there trading the red and green cross strategy, and they think that's the most popular strategy out there, is the best one. It works great in trends like every strategy. However, in consolidation patterns where their goal is to take your money, that's when it breaks down. Everyone clear with that? Yeah?
Yeah.
And really, that's not a way to trade. Why? When markets are trending, you maximize on your profits. Your winners are big, your losers are small. When markets are consolidating, you want to make sure your trading plan is good to a point you do not sit there and lose. You break even or you minimize your losses, and that should be the goal. And the Tinkerton Cagenton cross strategy does not do that at all. And if you have volatility, which no one considers, the risk is so huge to a point it destroys your account. And that's one thing that no one even considered with the Tinkerton Cagenton cross strategy is the volatility that may enter in creating that setup. Everyone clear with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? So your primary goal is to trade what we've been telling you, okay? Which has forecasting abilities, everything on there. Is everyone clear?
Yes.
Yep.
The second most popular strategy, and remember, the first one that deals with the cloud, which is the strongest support resistances. The second strongest support resistance is the green line. So the second strategy is the green line. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Yep. And what's going to happen is that with this strategy, it's lower probability compared to the cloud strategy that we have. However, under certain circumstances, it can become high probability too. Is everyone good? Yes? Also, the other thing is, if you're taking a lower probability strategy, what should you get in return? Everything is yin and yang. So if you're willing to sacrifice for a lower probability, what should you get more?
A high reward risk.
High reward.
Reward. Yeah.
I reward risk. So I'm demanding, if I'm going to sit there and take a lower strategy, I want to demand that in my system that I want a better reward risk ratio. Everyone clear with that?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. If I can't see a better reward risk ratio, should I take this trade?
No.
No. Everyone clear with that?
Yep.
Remember, everything for me focuses on money management, right? I do not want to design or build a system without money management into play. I know with a high probability strategy, I want to sit there and maintain a 3-to-1. If I'm taking less quality probabilities, now I want my reward risk to be a lot higher. Everyone clear with it?
The table only, no?
Yes.
Yes? Can someone please go on mute that's talking in the background? And if you don't, I'm not going to give you the recording and I will sectionally you out. Okay, thank you. So is everyone clear with that? And I'm sorry to be rude, but you guys got to understand, I don't have PowerPoints. I'm teaching from my experience. And when you guys have background noise, you kind of break my train of thought and what I'm thinking, and it disrupts me. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Okay. So, what was I saying? Shoot.
Higher reward.
Higher reward, low probability.
You're talking about money management.
Right. So you want a higher reward risk ratio. Everyone clear with it?
Yes.
Now, there's two patterns we're going to trade. One is where you had a trend and now it's going for a major pullback. Everyone clear with it?
Mhm.
Okay. The major pullback can also turn into a trend reversal. Everyone good?
Yeah.
And the second pattern we're going to put this strategy in is a trend continuation. So I'm going to show you two versions of this today. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Yes? Now,
Yes.
let me give you the warning and disclaimer. This is free until I give it to you as free. And let me explain. I do not want people losing money. Am I clear with that?
Mhm.
I do not want people manipulating this strategy at all because it has exact defined rules. And I do not want you playing with fire. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I see in the chat room that you guys are abusing this strategy, I will remove it. That means it's free until you force me not to make it free. Am I clear with that for everyone?
Mhm.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yep.
The rules are simple. I follow the rules and you're fine. Disobey the rules and I will take this indicator away from you because I do not want you guys losing and I do not want bad habits set up. I understand you may not like my attitude on this, but you have to understand I'm here to make sure you guys make money, not lose money. And sometimes I see you guys start deviating from the rules and I can't sit there and have you deviating from the rules from a low probability strategy. Does everyone understand that? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? Because believe it or not, I do care what happens. Okay? So I want to make sure everyone is successful. Everyone good?
Yes.
Okay? Now, to turn on this strategy, by default, it is off. So you go into the indicator, and if you have not noticed, I have upgraded the version to 6.4. You guys could upgrade later. If you have any issues, you could ask for people in the chat room for help. Everyone okay with that?
Mhm.
In the input section, there's a thing called Show Strategy 2. I'm going to click this on. This also relates to Strategy 2 on the scanner. So if you have level 3 scanner, this is Strategy 2. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The scanner will not allow you, will not do any more filtering. It will sit there and find these opportunities, and then you can look at the chart for filtering based on the rules I have behind the indicator. Is everyone good with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's free, so do not ask me for enhancements. Is everyone good?
Absolutely.
Now, when you turn it on, you will have other green and red shaded areas turn on. So I use the same concepts as I did with the other strategy. Everyone good with that?
Mhm.
Yes? So bullish
Yes.
opportunities will be green and bearish opportunities will be red. Is everyone okay with that?
Mhm.
Okay. In the green shaded area, you will not be allowed to take breakout trades, only pullback trades. Everyone clear?
In the green shade.
Yes? Just follow my words. In this new strategy, you will not be allowed to take breakout trades, only pullback trades. Is everyone clear on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No breakout trades. Why? I need a good reward risk ratio. I cannot achieve that with a breakout trade when it's low probability and I'm trading a major pullback. Major pullbacks have limited reward. In order to achieve a good reward risk ratio, I need to only trade pullback trades. Everyone understand that?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, when the green shaded area appears, what I'm going to do in the indicator is that I'm going to print a blue dot. And if you look over here towards the end, it says strategy number 2 and it has blue. Everyone see that?
Mhm.
So if you have a blue dot in the green shaded area or red shaded area, you could take a pullback trade. If you have no blue dot in the green or red shaded area, you cannot take a pullback trade yet. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
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 Okay. These rules are different from the pullback rules of the cloud strategy. So do not worry about all those pullback rules at all. These rules are different. I'm automatically doing a lot of things for you in the background. This is why in a lot of situations, you will not get a blue dot. Everyone clear with that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Once you get a blue dot, you could place a pullback order and enter the trade. Is everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Any questions on this so far? If you can't see the blue dot, you could thicken it up, or you could sit there and, or you could look here in the data window and you could see everything there. Everyone okay with that?
Manish,
Yes.
we only need one blue dot, right?
One blue dot per bar.
Where do we see it in the data entry and entry 2?
Look, yep. If you look at it, it says number 2 entry.
Okay.
Everyone see it to the right?
Yeah.
Is everyone good with that?
Just one question, Manesh. Does it matter if it's the first blue dot, second blue dot, or not?
Well,
or
I'll get to that.
To enter. Okay. All right.
Get to
Thanks.
that. Just bear with me so far.
Okay. Got it.
Is everyone unclear with that? Without a blue dot, you cannot take a trade. If you do, you are violating my rules, and you continue to do that, I will take this indicator away. Everyone good?
Yeah. Quick question, Manish. So when we use the scanner strategy 2, it'll just come up as just green and then the blue dot appear as and when it's going to happen.
The scanner will not look for the blue dot. Okay? You good with that?
Okay.
It's free. So don't ask for anything more yet.
Okay.
Okay? I mean, I don't, and I'll explain why a little later, why I'm doing that right now. Okay? I released this early so that you guys have opportunities to find more trades. Am I clear with that?
Okay.
Yes.
If I wait to do the whole process and everything, you're not getting this for another 3 or 4 months. So Either you take it the way it is now, or you wait 3 or 4 months. Which one do you want?
Take it the way it is.
And remember, it's not costing you anything. You guys understand that?
Yes.
Everyone good?
Yes, just one question with Claire on this. So if you go on the scanner, you pick up, do strategy 2 bull. It doesn't mean that when you go into the chart, there is a shaded area. There will be a shaded area, but it doesn't mean there will be a blue
No,
dot printed
it
on the
does
green
not
line. Right?
mean it does not mean there'll be a shaded area. You're going to
Okay, got
filter using the charts.
Got it. All right, no problem.
And the reason why, and I'm going to go through this in a minute, is that behind the green line cross strategy, there's multiple sub strategies that have probabilities behind them.
All right.
Everyone understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did one. How many?
One.
One. When I initially added it, I broke the IMTF indicator. So I have to be very careful on what I add into the IMTF indicator not to break it. Is everyone clear with that?
Yeah.
So I'm slowly adding things with time. And this is why I said I accelerated the process. Instead of waiting to add everything and then releasing it, I now just sat there and released one version of it. Are you guys clear with that?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Manesh,
Mm-hmm.
so the green shaded area that shows up when strategy 2 is initiated, is that the same or different from a green shaded area that we would have if it was off?
If the strategy 2 was off, this would not be green shaded at all.
Okay. Thanks.
You okay with that?
Yes.
Questions?
Again, I guess it doesn't take long. Once you open a chart, it's very easy to see there are no blue dots. Just move on to the next one, period.
Yeah, and I'll explain something to you in a minute. Okay, the trades that you take that are trending or were volatility based, when they get stopped out, they're going to be the first candidates for what? This, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Notice this trended, didn't it?
Correct.
So this is a good candidate for a pullback. What's a major pullback? To have a major pullback, you had to have a what? A trend, didn't you?
Correct.
Everyone clear with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, can I finish? You guys are asking about the scanner and everything, but you still don't know the rules, do you?
Go ahead.
Okay. So is everyone clear? You have to wait for a shaded area and it has to have a blue dot for you to take the trade. Everyone good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in here, I had a blue dot so I could place the order. I entered the trade here. Is everyone good with that?
Yes.
It has a green dot, okay, for its stop, and it has a T1 for its target. Is everyone clear? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I understand the target's in the cloud. I'm okay with that. Everyone clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I gave this to a student for beta testing and he started arguing with me. He's like, you're now telling me to stay in a trade in the cloud? Yes. Because I know we have enough energy to sit there, to get to there and even possibly break it. Everyone clear?
Yes.
The rules are defined exactly behind the code. I am not going to teach you what the rules are. You're just going to trade it and make money. Am I clear with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you don't believe it, back test it. You have the ability to back test, don't you?
Yes.
So you could back test it and prove it yourself. Would everyone agree to that?
Yeah.
Questions so far? So I enter in this trade. I know exactly where my stop is and where my first T1 preserved mode is. Any questions on that?
No.
Manish, I have a question.
Mhm.
Always on the first bar, the blue dot will appear, or is the case where
No.
after the 2-3 bar?
Anytime.
Okay.
That blue dot is looking for exact rules to make sure you don't have volatility, you don't have all kinds of things to a point you could get slammed. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once I enter right here, the next bar is allowed to touch the green line. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes.
The red one is where I enter. The next bar is allowed to touch the green line. Everyone clear?
Yes.
After that, it is not allowed to touch the green line anymore. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
once the second bar closes, I could change my stop to break even.
Right.
Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
How's that look? That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 Easy enough.
Pretty good, isn't it? So really, you gotta survive though. How many bars?
Great.
Two.
Bar.
If you survive the entry bar and the next bar, you're clear. You have no more risk. Everyone good with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, where's Freddie? Pull back Freddie. Pull back Freddie is not even in the call. What a shame.
Oh.
Okay.
He's doing the old-fashioned pullback.
Yeah, I know. Now, once you pass the 2 bars, everyone agree? Your stop is at break even. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Your goal is to break the red line. Once you close above the red line, this is part of trade management. You could never close below it again. If you do, get out. Agreed? So entry validation is that you gotta, on the entry bar and the second bar, not get stopped out. If you pass the first 2 bars, you change your stop to break even. Is everyone good?
Yes.
On trade management, once you close above the red line for bullish, you can never close below it again. If you do, you're getting out. Everyone good?
Mhm.
Why do I have that trade management? I want to stop you from going round trip. Everyone good?
Mhm.
Now you got to preserve mode. Everyone clear with that? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this should have enough energy to go through the cloud and break it to get to the shaded area. Everyone clear?
Yes.
Now, this shaded area did not print. That means it's got a low probability of what? Going up.
Yeah.
So you're in preserve mode, and you're now going to get stopped out for a profit right there. Everyone good?
Good.
How does that look?
Ramesh, I just want to clear one thing. When you talk about, for instance, once you're in the trade after 2 bars, the next one it closes below the red line. Closes, right? Not touches and during the
Well, you're
Doing
talking
the
about
bar.
preserve mode? No, oh, you're talking about trade management?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
in
For
trade
that bar over
management,
there.
yeah, in trade management, you cannot close below the red line. Close.
Got it. Close. Gotcha.
You can poke. Because this red line is for minor pullbacks. Minor pullbacks are fine. They're healthy.
Okay.
So you're always going to have scenarios where it could sit there poke below it, especially if it's not being flat for a while.
Okay.
You guys okay with this?
Yeah.
Is that pretty simple?
Yeah.
Yes.
No? Who said no? I think the rules are pretty simple.
Manesh, can you hear me? Manesh?
I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you, Marco.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have some issues, technical issues. So am I right if I say that I have to follow the trade in trade management, bar by bar? I cannot just set my stop losses as at the Tenkan, right? At the red line, because it has to close below.
You could put an alert at the Tinkinson and
Right.
verify it doesn't close below it.
Right, exactly. So I have to be there at the end, and if it closes below, I close it, and if it just touched it and then closed above the Tenkan, I won't close it, right?
Yeah.
So I can't just let it go.
No, but here's the good thing, Marco. Your risk is zero.
Yeah. But in order to make some profit, I have to be there. So if,
Well, I mean, you have a choice, right? If you don't want to, it's not a big deal because you have your stop at break even, right?
Right.
So that's your choice if you want to maximize more on the reward risk side.
Clear. Thank you.
Okay. Everyone good?
Yeah.
Questions?
Excuse me. So once again, as a stop loss, once I get in and at the second bar, the green dots lose any meaning.
Yeah, to me, I don't use the green dots anymore because I know my stop is going to be here, right?
Right.
Now, once the green dots get above that entry where I entered, now I could sit there and lock in more and more profits.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Okay. So you could do it that way, but here's the thing. Most of the times you're going to get to a scenario where you're going to get to your target before the green dots are even above your entry.
Right, exactly. Which is the case also in the breakout.
Right.
Okay.
And that's what you really want, Marco. Reason why is the goal of this strategy is to gain enough energy to sit there and break this cloud with vengeance.
Right, exactly.
No hesitation at all.
Exactly.
So, you know, the goal is not to make the green dots move. My goal is to get to the blue cross fast. Then I go into preserve mode, and at that point, my stop tightens up, and I know I'm locking in profit.
Right. I can see this is a big difference with the breakout, among other things, of course. But this one and the breakout, the green dots are really key in following the breakout. Here is you need enough momentum to go through the cloud.
Yep.
And hit your target. Clear.
Yep.
Thank you.
And the whole reason why, Marco, is remember, you don't know where the pullback's going to stop.
Right.
A pullback can stop at the bottom of this cloud. It could stop inside the cloud or at the top of the cloud, do you?
Yeah.
So the rules are designed here to look at scenarios that have high probability to go through the cloud. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense also because at the end of the day, after the second bar, what can destroy your profit is just volatility.
Yep. And that's why you got to break even.
Right, right. Yeah, you're pretty much covered.
Yep.
Clear, thank you.
Everyone good? Questions? Okay, let's look forward. You will not have strategy 2 in a cloud strategy anymore. That's what the new version did. It was mixing strategies, so I got rid of it. So you cannot see that anymore. So here is a green shaded area. The goal was to what? To go through the what? The cloud. So anyone that does Cajun Sing cross strategy, they will see that this is an opportunity. Do you see a blue dot?
No.
No. Can you put a pullback trade?
No.
No.
No. If you did, you violate the rules. That saves you from what? A losing trade.
Draw.
Now, if you guys are good for a little while, I'll enable the other green line cross strategy that allow you to take this. But you have to prove to me that you could handle this one. Is that fair?
Deal.
Yeah.
Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Over here, this is another green line cross strategy. How'd it look? Blue dot?
Blue dot. No.
No blue dot. You didn't lose. Everyone okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. There was another one we commented on. And hold on, let me look.
Hey
at
Manesh,
it.
can we take a look at a trade that we took yesterday?
Is it the one that consolidated around that level?
No.
Okay, which one?
Frank Yen on the 1 hour.
This one?
Yeah,
Switzy yen?
yeah,
Camille. Switzy yen?
yeah. I wanted to ask you what happens
Hold on.
when. Okay.
You cannot ask until what? A chart appears. Okay, this one?
Yeah, the
Okay.
red one. The red one.
Okay. Okay.
So I wanted to ask you what happens when you see there that the blue crosses were inside the cloud before the black line, but then they came out of the cloud. Like, what are our chances of using the black line as a preserve mode?
What did I say before? Do not alter my what?
Rules.
My rules are defined exactly, aren't they?
Okay. Okay.
Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes
Made
or
the
no, guys?
deal.
Yes.
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 Listen, you're playing with fire because I understand you're going for the cloud. Everyone clear?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does it look like I care? No. I know my rules inside and out. You guys understand that? I know I'm playing with fire. I have rules designed to go through the what?
Through the
Cloud. And if you don't, you have what? Trade management and money management behind the trade, don't you?
Yeah.
Everyone clear with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, in this trade here, I enter a trade here. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It closed below the red line. At that point, it cannot close above the what?
The red line.
Red
The
line.
red line
Red
again.
line. It did here, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Camilo, it didn't get to my target, did it?
Well, for me it did because I added the pips spread that the
No,
broker has.
let's just say it didn't get to the target. Yes or
Okay.
no?
Yeah.
Am I okay with that? Yes.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yes.
That's the system. You guys understand that?
Okay.
But going back, this is currencies, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're sitting there looking for this to stop and reverse, you add the what? Spread. If you add the spread, you'll see that this little point right here did get to that target.
Yeah. Correct.
Everyone clear with that?
Yeah.
Remember, I am a precision trader, complete rules based. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
If I sat there and wanted you to get out at the top, bottom of that cloud, I would have coded the crosses to be at the what?
Bottom of the cloud.
Bottom of the cloud.
cloud. Do you guys understand that? Everyone clear?
Yep.
Why? Because I'm not going to give my son and tell him, hey, you got to look at the blue crosses, but then you got to look at the bottom of the cloud and all these other rules. Do you think he's got the attention span to follow that many rules?
No.
No. All he cares about is what? Enter at the blue dots and take my profits at the what? Blue crosses, and now I got my coin. That's it. That's all he thinks about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone clear with that?
So
Clear.
Manish, I have a question that the moment this red bar closed above this red line, at that time should we get out or should we just keep?
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
Now, one other method you can do, since you're playing with fire here, yes, is preserve mode could be a little different for you. What do I mean? Once you go below the red line, agreed?
Yep.
You could use the previous bar high, 1 point above that as your stop. Because your goal is to get to here fast, isn't it?
Yep.
So should you have any bar that has a higher high?
No.
No. So if you want you could sit there and use the high of the previous bar, a point above it as your stop. And if you did, you would have got out here. You guys see that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Questions? Okay. Let's look at this trade here. Okay, does everyone see my chart here now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go through this. We have a green shaded area, blue dots. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
I entered here, second bar is fine. Third bar, I begin with my stop at break even. Is everyone okay with that?
Yes.
I'm above the what? Red line.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to what? Close below it anymore, can I?
No.
I could use that previous bar low as my what? Strategy, couldn't I? My stop.
Stop.
If I use the previous bar low, I would have been stopped out here. Everyone see that?
Yes.
If I didn't, I got stopped out for break even. Did I lose anything?
No.
No.
No. If your stop is at break even, do you have anything to lose?
No.
No. You freed up your cash, didn't you? If you said you could only have 5 trades at one time, if your trade here is at break even, you just freed up everything, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, look at this trade. This is my favorite one. This is what you live for. Those are the pullbacks. What about the trend continuations? So look what happened here. You had a volatility trend, yes? Got stopped out, didn't go to the cloud, came back above the green line, and set up a trend continuation, green shaded area, blue dots, enter here. This bar here goes to what? Break even?
Target.
Sorry?
Yeah, that went into target already.
Now, this went to break even, didn't it?
Yes.
Look what happened.
Stopped out.
Stopped out, and now look what it did. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes? What's that tell you?
It started with volatility, so it's fine to miss it.
It's fine to miss it. Agreed? That's because your stop was at what?
Break even.
Break even.
Break even. Everyone clear? However, notice one thing. We went below the green line by what? This much. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
When we entered, we know our drawdown was where? This much. If you're okay with that drawdown, you could have your stop with where? Just 1 point below that level right there. Everyone see that?
Precision.
Yes? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my comment to you on pullbacks, keep your stop at what?
Below the previous
Below the
bar.
pin. 1 point below breaking.
When you're trading a pullback, you want to keep your stop what? You risk what? Extremely what? Low.
Low.
Small.
On trend continuations, you could look at the drawdown here, make sure you have what? A point below there. If you're okay with that risk, use that. Because you know with trend continuation, you could get a volatility spike to kick it into gear. Marco, does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense considering that this trade was above the cloud, whereas the other two trades were below the cloud.
Right, and that's why you want to keep the risk at what? Break even on the other ones because you're going against the natural trend.
Not only that, on the other two, when you get to the cloud, of course you're already at break even, but you can even trail your trade and moving up your stops because it has to break the cloud. So it's a tough choice. Whereas here, it's completely different. Above the cloud, the probability that it can take off is much higher. So you can be a bit more forgiving on your stops.
Right, and that's why you have two sets of rules.
Right,
You?
right.
On
No,
a
I
pullback,
like it.
you want to keep the risk low, so you go to break even. On a trend continuation, you look at where you entered, and you look how much drawdown you went. 1 point below that drawdown level is your stop. Everyone clear?
Yes.
Yes. And once you enter the trade, agreed? Yes? You have different set of rules. You cannot use the previous bar low. You could go into preserve mode or what? Stay here. I personally will tell you to go straight into preserve mode now because everything should be good for trend continuation to a point. If you go to preserve mode, you're not going to get stopped out here and it will respect that red line and keep on what? Going up. Everyone good?
Yeah, Manesh, in this case.
So once I close above the red line for a trend continuation, I go straight into preserve mode. Everyone clear?
Yeah, Manesh, okay, go ahead.
Mark. Go ahead, please.
No, Mark, you're already on that.
Exactly where your pointer is now, at the second bar after the shaded area, it did close below the Tenkan. So we are supposed to close the trade.
Remember, preserve mode is a buffer below the red line.
Ah, okay.
Remember, this is also different, Marco, in that what? I just touched the what? The target.
The target, right.
So the situations are different now, isn't it?
Yeah, I could take some part of the trade off and let the other run.
You didn't close below the red line before you reached the target, did you?
Exactly.
Here, let's keep this simple, okay? You know where your stop is. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
On pullback trades, your stop is at break even. Over here on trend continuations, it's what?
Point is so below.
Little drawdown.
Previous
break even +1.
Okay. Before you get to your target, you want to make sure once you close above the red line, you don't go below it. Is everyone good with that?
Yes.
Yes? Once you get to your target, in both scenarios, you're going to go into what? Preserve mode.
Definitely.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Simple?
Simple.
Yes? So
Yeah,
now,
yes.
this will allow you to take trades that you did not take due to bad setup here and decide to continue due to the higher time frame. If they fit a criteria. Everyone good?
Manesh, I just want to review stuff over here. So for this specific trade, yeah, you got in on the third bar in the shaded area right there. And then the second bar, which is your validation, right, did not close below the green line. So you wait until the close, so you wouldn't even put a stop at that point, right? Your stop is still...
I enter this trade here.
Right.
My stop is the green dots right there.
Correct.
Okay. I enter the trade. I have a stop, which is the green dots. Okay with that. Next bar, I still maintain that stop because I need to make sure we close above the what? Green line. Agreed?
Correct.
So I close above the green line, now I'm off it. You okay with that?
Yeah.
My stop for this bar is wherever the drawdown was, 1 point below it, that's my stop now.
Oh, you talk about the one that's outside of the shaded area. Okay, gotcha.
So
That's
this
fine.
third bar, remember, the third bar stop is always different for both scenarios. For pullbacks, it's what? Break even.
Mm-hmm.
For here, it's going to be wherever the drawdown is. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
No, it does, yeah.
If that's too complicated, you could go with a route of wherever the drawdown was for the major pullback or this one to use that as a stop. If that's easy for you guys, do it that way. You don't want two sets of rules. Wherever the drawdown is for the lowest point for the first bar or the second bar, use that as your stop going forward. Everyone clear it?
Yeah, until we close above the red line, then you change your
Once
stop.
you close above the red line, you should never close below the red line again before you get to the what? Target.
Preserve, yeah, target price.
Once you get to the target, you go into what? Preserve mode.
Mm-hmm. Simple enough. I
Everyone
was
good?
complicating, I guess, yeah.
Manesh?
So if you want to simplify both strategies, then what you do is you enter, use the green dots on entry. Second bar, you're still using the green dots. On the third bar, wherever the drawdown was, the lowest point for bullish and the highest point for bearish, for either a major pullback or trend continuation, use that plus or minus 1 point, okay, as your stop going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Once you close above the red line, you do not want to close below it for bullish or above it for bearish until you get to the target. Once you get to the target, you change your stop to break to preserve mode. Everyone good? That's one set of rules you could use for both. Make it easier?
Yeah.
Manesh, a quick question. The green dots are the same in the strategy 1 and strategy 2, right?
It can be, but initially when the shaded area begins, it may not be.
Okay.
If the green line flattens out, it will be, but the green line is moving, it can be a little variation where you can see a second green dot a little above or a little below it, just by a couple of points.
Right, right. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah,
applying
but
it.
majority of times it's not even going to hit, it's not even going to enter on that bar.
Clear, thank you.
Manish, when
Questions,
did we exit this trade? When did we
Sorry?
exit this trade? When did we exit this trade with a stop loss?
Remember, when I hit here, I'm in preserve mode. So now my stop is for the rest of my positions is what? The red line
Preserve
minus,
mode.
right?
Yeah.
Right here.
Right.
Oh, right there. Sorry, right there.
Yeah.
How'd that look?
Great.
Great run.
Wonderful.
See, you got to understand one thing, and this is where you have to understand your trading. You got to your target. This is where you take some positions off. You don't get greedy. You guys understand that?
Mm-hmm.
If you took no positions off, then you went from a point you were really profitable there to a point this bar here, you gave back half your profits. At that point, if you didn't take any positions off, you're going to be scared, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you took 50 to 75% of your positions off, the rest of them, you don't care. You're just looking for a little home run. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you don't mind loosening up the stop a little because that's not majority of your positions. Majority of your positions, you already declared profits. You're already out. The positions you have are not declared profits or all until you exit the trade. So I'm willing to let some positions go, even if those positions come back to break even, I'm okay with that. Because that's why I say to you to take 50 to 75% of your positions off and let the rest ride. Because if you let the rest ride with a little looser buff stop, look what happens. Do you guys see it? It proved to you that it wanted to go up by getting to your target. Okay? Does everyone see that?
Yes.
So why not allow some other positions to go and see if it could give you more? Because if you look at it here, if you got out right here at the target, everything, look how much the other 20, let's say I took 75% of my positions off. Look how much I made on the rest of them. That's what? Around 450 pips, isn't it? Yes?
Something like that.
Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
But most people will look at this one trade and say, you know what? If I see that, guess what? I'm not going to take 50% of my positions off. I'm not going to take any. And the moment you don't take any, those positions are going to come back all the way to the bottom. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
This is money management. You guys clear with that? Yes?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Remember, you're no longer a retail trader. By joining the program, your goal is to become a professional trader. Everyone clear with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a retail trader anymore. You want to now learn how to trade like the professionals. Not the old days, not even the new days, because the new professional traders suck. They're the ones that are managing your money. You want to sit there and focus on money management. You guys understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember, making a lot of money in one shot is not good. Making small profits consistently is good. You guys understand that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Think of it this way. You're at war against the market. Are you going to win with one soldier or a whole bunch of them?
A bunch of them.
A whole bunch of them. Do you know which soldier is going to win for you? Which soldier is going to be strong? Which one is going to be weak? No. So you want to arm me with a whole bunch of soldiers because you don't know which soldier is going to be strong when the war starts and which one's going to be weak. You guys are clear with that?
Yeah.
So you're here to trade probabilities. Everyone clear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Manish, I have a question. Hello.
Sorry?
I have a question.
Yes.
That once you have taken, let's say, 75% off in the preserve mode, how do you decide when to take the 25% off?
Well, it's the stop is preserved mode. It means the red line minus the buffer. Camila, go on mute. Oh my God.
Can you repeat that?
Sorry, my agent is sitting there being rude. He'll get punished later. You want to go in preserve mode. Preserve mode is always the buffer off the red line. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes?
Sure.
Yes? No?
So you
Yeah.
are saying the preserve mode is where I take off 75%, and then for the 25%.
You take, here's what I did, okay? I took 75% of my positions off when I got to the target.
Right.
The other 25% now are going off a stop off a preserve mode, which is a buffer off that red line. So I just go into the indicator right here, and I just changed the blank. And when I change it to blank, it automatically shows me where the stop is for preserve mode. You good with that?
Okay.
So if you use that, you'll notice that you stayed in the trade all the way to here. Agreed?
So, no, actually that red line got crossed just after the green line, the green bar, right? The next green bar.
This one?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of it. It's, you got to understand there's a buffer below the red line.
Okay.
Does everyone understand that we're just because it goes a little below it does not make a difference? It's got to be a buffer below that red line. Are you guys clear with that?
Yes.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
so it's got to close below that, right?
No, it has to
No, no,
completely.
no, no, no. Okay, you guys are mixing this. Preserve mode is not a close below it. It's just going to be a touch below it. Go back to the manual in the IMTF. We use preserve mode when you get to the targets on the IMTF world, don't we?
Yeah.
So you should understand preserve mode. The closing below the red line occurs before you get to the target. You okay with that, Gerald?
Yeah, I get that.
Remember, before you get to the target, you cannot close below the red line. You're okay with that? Once you get to the target, you want to go in the preserve mode, which is the buffer below the red line.
Okay.
You good? And if you ever want to see what that is, just go in here and wipe this thing and keep it what? Blank. You okay?
Okay.
And it'll automatically change these green dots to a buffer below the red line.
Got it.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, last question.
I know when you hit the
You gotta talk louder, Antoine.
When you hit the preserve mode, you take off, like in your case, 75%, and then you ride the rest of the wave up with the 25%. Let me ask you, I mean, what if you exit the trade and then re-enter? That way you can get the full 100%. I mean, is that wrong thinking?
I mean, okay, so if you exit and then re-enter, what are you gaining?
That's what I was asking you. Is there a time where we can exit and re-enter? Because, you know, when I trade the currencies, for me, I would gain more if my lot size was higher versus only 25% of what it currently is, because I took out 75%.
Okay,
So
if you
that's why I
want
was
to
just
do
curious.
that, you
Is
can
there,
do that. You
That's
could
what I
do
meant.
that, right? But remember one thing, if you're increasing your position size here, you're defeating the idea of going in the preserve mode, aren't you?
Okay.
Because you know you got to here, you don't know how far up it's gonna go, do you?
Right.
And if you sit there and take your positions off and then go back when a huge position size here, that's not really riding 25% of your positions up, is it?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I just wanted the understanding behind that, because I'm always following what you're doing, and I'm just curious. I'm like, you know, what if I just reset my positioning by closing out and reset it? But that's why I needed an explanation.
You don't, once you get to your target, you don't know how far up it's gonna go. You're okay with that?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
don't want my full positions in that trade going up.
Okay.
I know my probabilities to here. I don't have another second crosses, do I?
Yes, that's correct.
Everyone good?
Well, basically, you'd be entering a trade without the shaded area, the blue dots, or the class. I mean, it's like you're reinventing. No, you're inventing a trade that's not there. You're forcing a trade. So I guess that's
If you
the
go
problem.
in your full position, yes.
Yeah.
But if you keep like 25% of your positions on, then you're fine.
Right.
I personally, at preserve mode, take 75% of my positions off. I understand I could make more money if I took 50 off. However, you have to understand, after 2000, at one point I was worth all this money on paper, and I didn't close out my positions. And I do not want to go for those scenarios again. I want to learn from my mistakes. So this is why I don't get greedy. The key is to declare profits in your account, and then you can leave some to keep on going. And if you look at it from this here, right there, to even the worst case is stop to here, That's a 6-to-1 reward risk ratio, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes.
That's not bad, is it?
Got it.
Not bad at all.
I'll just look
3
at
to 1 is good.
No, that's not.
And the rest of them gave you the what? Extra bonus, didn't it?
Absolutely.
No, it's understood.
Okay,
Well,
guys.
that's one more. Okay, just one comment. I see that a lot of these opportunities tend to come up more in the 1 hour time frame and maybe 4 hour. First 4 hour I see here. Most of the charts we're going through at 1 hour. Is there a particular reason for that or coincidence?
What do you mean?
A lot of the things we're looking at, maybe just the currencies we looked at mostly for the strategy number 2. We're looking at the 1 hour time frame charts. This happens to be a 4 hour, but they seem to be more concentrated in those 2 time frames, or I don't know if you go to the higher time frames like
it's just, you gotta understand, I'm giving you the last couple of trades, right? And you have to understand right now I'm programming the indicators, scanners, and doing a lot of stuff in the background to a point I don't have time to trade a 30-minute.
Got
right?
it.
So, and whenever I present stuff to you guys, these are live trades. So if I'm busy doing other things, I'm not going to trade a 30-minute and you're not going to see 30-minute examples.
Right.
Right. So, you know, my goal is hopefully all the programming of the website will be end this week, and which finally I'm hoping for both international and US markets. And at that point, you know, we start seeing a lot more 30 minutes and stuff like that. And believe it or not, we even have a day trading module we're getting ready to release, which will trade 5 minutes and 3 minutes on volatility.
God, I was working more on a day or weekly time frame.
You could do this on day and weekly. There's nothing stopping you, right?
Right. You said this will work in any time frame. When you put out an indicator without the strategy, work in any time frame. It just seems that there's more opportunities in these. Is that because of the market conditions now, maybe?
No, I mean, look, here's an opportunity here, but it didn't get to the pullback level, did it?
No.
But it would have, if it did, it would have been a great one, wouldn't it?
Right. The hindsight.
But notice one thing. A lot of trades where you exit or didn't meet a criteria are the first ones to be candidates on reversal, aren't they?
Yeah.
You guys see it? And look at this guy. He's swinging which way? Back and forth, isn't he?
Sideways,
Yeah, and if you notice, there's no blue dot in this at all. So the people that trade the green line cross strategy without the rules I have are going in, out, in, out, in, out. You guys see it? Yes? Here's one losing trade right there. Here's a losing trade. If you look at here, this is a shaded area here. It pulled. Right there. Do you guys see it?
Right. Okay, now I see it.
It's a losing trade. I entered here and I got stopped out here. How much did I lose?
Nothing.
A few cents. Yeah.
If you look at this trade here, how much did I lose? 33 pips?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, little.
And remember, 33 pips may seem a lot to people, but what time frame am I on?
Daily.
1 day.
Daily. So the 33 pips for a daily time frame is what?
Well,
Tickle.
Very small. Very, 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 very small. Okay, guys.
Exciting.
You now have another strategy to keep you entertained in the IMTF world, yes?
Yeah. Thank you.
And this gives you a little glimpse into the CIMTF world, because this, believe it or not, uses a lot of the rules from CIMTF, where the goal is to change our stock to what? Break even.
Break even, yeah.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Will you be uploading this to the YouTube this video? You're recording it?
I have no idea yet.
Okay, all right. It would be good as a reference down the line a little bit. Okay,
Well,
great.
I mean, let's put it this way. If you guys are active in the chat room, it forces me
Yeah.
to sit there and meet you halfway.
Okay.
Right? Hint.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right.
Have a good evening. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manesh.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you, Manesh.